Great Depression. 2,300 pages of it. Joining us now, DNC Chairman, former Virginia Governor Tim Kaine. Governor, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Glad to be with you guys.
I feel your presence. We're nearby.
He's in New York today.
Oh, you're in New York?
I'm in New York. Yeah, we're switched. I thought I would see you guys up here.
Yeah,
we still feel your presence.
Yeah, we do. Ships like
I should have showered.
A big present. Ships passing in the night. I'll tell you. Let's start with something we've been kicking around, and that is do you know anything that we don't know about what's happening in the Senate? Is that a lock at this point, Governor?
I feel very, very confident about it. I think, obviously, that, unfortunately, the timing of Senator Byrd's death has thrown an additional little wrinkle into it. But I know that discussions are ongoing with Senator Brown and other Republican senators. There's action going in West Virginia with respect to the replacement. And the last thing that I heard was that it was likely that the Senate vote would be after the week-long 4th of July recess. But I feel very confident that this bill will pass in the Senate.
We just had crystallized the discussion about November. We had Jack Berkman and Julian Epstein. I don't know if you got to hear some of that.
Yes, I did.
One point I would make is it's true that you don't want to stand as the party of obstructionism, but sometimes if people are unhappy with the way things are headed, sometimes just stopping unpopular programs is enough.
Well, I mean, that might be right if you're just talking about politics, but this is bigger than politics. This is, trying to do the right thing by the economy. And the president in our party has a strong sense if you do the right thing, even if it's unpopular or tough, things are going to come your way. There might be challenges immediately, but things will come your way. So just a little on the history, and I thought that previous discussion was a good one. Both sides acknowledged that the others had some points. At the end of the Bush administration, President Bush had to go to Congress and say, we need to rescue our financial system. Interestingly enough, a majority of Democrats voted, we may not like it, but we'll go along with you. A majority of Republicans voted against it. Since that time, Democrats have been focused on two things. One, let's collect the money back from the financial institutions, and they're working hard on that. And second, rather than have to rescue it again, let's prevent a collapse like this from ever happening. That's what the financial regulation vote was about.
But the only thing, Governor, you've heard the president a few times say, people say we should wait for this, we should wait for that. We can't afford to wait. For example, health care or FinReg. But that 10% unemployment number or close to it, that opens the door for Republicans to say, near term it should have been jobs. These things, you're right that maybe long term we want to accomplish these social goals, but you didn't focus enough on jobs, and it's manifesting itself through a very stubbornly high unemployment
rate. Sure,
and
I do hear that argument, but here's what I say. I say two things. First, when President Obama took office, we were losing 750,000 jobs a month. The economy was in a free fall, and the governing party wouldn't pull the ripcord on the parachute. We have had to build a ladder without any help from the other side out of the ditch that we were in, and finally we're climbing. As your previous speaker said, GDP is growing. We're adding jobs a month. The stock market is better than it was. Hey, still volatile. We have a long way to go, but for gosh sakes, let's keep climbing rather than embrace the same policies that put us in the ditch to begin with. This is a choice between how the two parties will govern, and the Republicans have shown. John Boehner this week saying the financial collapse and the challenge was just an ant. That demonstrates how the other guys would govern, and I think at the end of the day it is a choice between philosophies. How do you want the country run? I don't see any Americans wanting to go back to where we were in 2008. We're climbing. We need to keep climbing.
Right. We're in an interesting period with the market and the economy and everything else with some of the worries, and it's going to be something to watch between now and November. Governor, sorry we missed you. Enjoy your time in the Big Apple.
Beautiful day up here. Thank you, guys.
It is.
I just want to say one thing about that real quickly, which is that even if the public gives the Democrats credit for turning the economy around, they don't like the fix. They don't like how it was done, that it had to be done with the government.
What the heck happens to you when you come down here to Washington? You turn into a Republican? I'm feeling a warm feeling for you now.
I'm getting this feeling to be a political strategist.
You ask a question of the last guest that was a good one, I thought.
You thought a good one.
Scott Garrett?
Is it sitting next to me,
It's
big guy?
Don't let it happen, Steve.
All right. Still